28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive.
Greetings, I'm NeonSlice, and today I wanted to revisit the original Resident Evil 3. This is my first Resident Evil game ever. I played this back in 1999, I believe is when it came out, or the year 2000. So I used to watch my brother play this game all the time. He played all the original games, including RE4 and 5. And that's pretty much when he stopped. But when I was a kid, I was born in 95, so I was born 1 year before the first game came out. So I wasn't old enough to retain any information from that. So RE3 OG, you know, the original game for PlayStation 1 was my first introduction to Resident Evil. At least the first one I can remember. I watched my brother play this game for an endless amount of hours, and I was probably too young to see this kind of stuff, but honestly I think it helped me develop all of the knowledge I have for video games, because for me this is what a video game is like, right? This is, when I think of a video game, I think of this. So yeah, this is not one of the best Resident Evil games in my opinion. I know that is a bit controversial to say because people really love this game, and don't trust me, I have an incredible emotional attachment to this game. But when it comes to Resident Evil, I prefer less you know, enemy spam, so to speak. I feel like RE3 was the first slow attempt at making Resident Evil more action-based, and I think it's a really good balance between horror and action-based. Also, these games were never really scary. If anyone tells you the original games were scary, it's probably because they were like young kids who thought the zombies were scary, but I never really thought anything in RE3 was, or Resident Evil was scary, aside from maybe the spiders, you know, in RE2 and 3. But yeah, I actually love this game. It's amazing. Like I said, it's not the best Resident Evil game. I think RE2 is better than this, or slightly better. They're both up there. But, you know, I absolutely love the police station in RE2 and how much you can explore it. And I felt like it was a really neat throwback to go back to the police station in this one. But yeah, I'm currently playing on PC, post-commentating, and I'm playing the HD version of this game. And I won't say how to get this, but let's just say that thanks to the BioRandom, or the BioRand mod, I was able to replay these old games, and they're just as nice and just as good as I remember them. One of the highlights of this game was the unlockables. You could unlock mercenaries, and in mercenaries you could unlock infinite ammo in the entirety of Resident Evil 3. Yeah, it's actually the first time mercenaries was born in RE3 1999, and that was the first time we saw an unlockable thing like infinite ammo in this series. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure infinite ammo was added to Resident Evil as an unlockable via a bonus game in the mercenaries. But yeah, so in this game you play as Jill. I'm currently playing as Jill Costume 5, also known as the Dino Crisis costume. And yeah, so Resident Evil 3 was the first game to actually introduce more action-based combat, but also a more linear way of playing the game. Rather than, you know, giving you an entire building to explore, they kind of had you running in a very linear path, so it was more accessible to more gamers back then. But it's a really good balance between that and the original genre of, you know, having to find stuff and figuring out things by reading things, and I think it's great. And honestly, as much as I love defending it, the remake doesn't really convey the same feeling that the original did. Like, it doesn't give me that same feeling when I play the remake. The remake is actually good. I don't actually believe people that say it's bad, but I actually don't agree. But I actually think it's okay. But of course, the original is 10 times better, of course. But that's all down to preference. Anyway, so we're gonna be fighting a boss here. So, much like Resident Evil 2, this game featured a chasing enemy, I guess you could say, or a roaming enemy, and that, of course, is Nemesis. Nemesis, he is one of the toughest enemies in this entire game. But yeah, let's check out this cutscene. I always thought this cutscene looked amazing, and now with the HD mod, it actually looks even better. I love this art style so much. So another interesting thing that this game featured was choices. So sometimes you would be faced with a problem and you could choose between 2 or more options. I think it was always 2 options. Like in this case, I could have just ran for the police station or fighting Nemesis. And if you choose to fight Nemesis after you struggle to defeat him, you can get a drop from him. The gun parts A, I believe, that are used to upgrade your weapon or your pistol that you find later. But yeah, so this game actually features a dodging mechanic, which I was never good at. I only figured out how to dodge, I think, for this video. I never knew how to dodge. I still don't know exactly how to do it. Let me know if you guys know how to do it on controller. I'm playing on a PlayStation 5 controller on a PC. I'm pressing the directional buttons and pressing R1 at the same time. So I don't know if that's the correct way of doing it. But anyway, after you deal enough damage, he will drop the attaché case. One of the most iconic sounds in Resident Evil games is that stars. I love it. Anyway, I got my butt completely handed to me. I don't know if I'm playing on hard mode, but I chose heavy mode, whatever that means. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah. Yeah, you can't combine it with your handgun or your samurai edge. You need the eagle weapon, which is a burst fire pistol, I believe. Anyway, if you choose to fight Nemesis, you can get Brad's ID card, which gives you the code to unlock the safe to get the Starsky office key. But gamers have figured out how to do that without having to fight him. Of course, the best option is to dodge him. It's to just avoid him. You know, don't fight him because it's not really worth it. You end up losing so much ammo and healing and shotgun shells for literally nothing. You just get weapon parts that, you know, just make you deal more critical hits, but really it's not that great. But anyway, the passwords are always, you know, you can figure those out. I think it's a set of 2 or 3 passwords. In this case, I got 0131, so I could have just inserted that password without even getting the card. But anyway, unlike Resident Evil 2, this game features a very short segment in the police station. The police station is one of the most iconic places in the entire game, and the entire franchise. I still think is my favorite place in the whole game. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I absolutely love this game. This is my very first Resident Evil game. What was your first game? I would assume it was RE4 for most of you guys that are watching. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't care too much for RE4 after this game. Like, the incredible jump in like not only graphics quality but also gameplay difference from RE3 to 4 was insane. Like, this was the last fixed camera angles game, I believe. No, it was Code Veronica. Yeah, yes, Code Veronica had a sort of like a following camera, which is actually one of my favorite types. So I would really like to see Resident Evil Code Veronica remake having that as an option, maybe. But who knows? Anyway, yeah, from this to RE4, if you skipped Code Veronica, this was an insane leap in quality and just insane leap in, you know, gameplay and how everything worked. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now. I will be streaming this game. I've already done a full playthrough of it and the remake on my channel, so make sure you check it out. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.